And we're back for part 2 of this chapter. Oh, where'd my music go? Let's. There we go. Amblin and home there. Right. So, last we left off. Coffee.
Imported.
Imported or important?
Both?
Yes. Good answer. Point for you. So, what do you want to do?
I think it would be easier to get to the roommate. And I think it would also be better chances to find out something that we might need. I think getting to the kid might be a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, I don't think the kid is priority, especially once the police will be notified that the body is not who we might think and that there's poison in the... That there's poison involved, so... Just that...
Go ahead, Ren.
Yeah, they will still hold him. Like, he's a half-orc gang member. It's not like they would just let him go. He's obviously involved somehow. Even if the dwarf was poisoned, like... So Ren really wants to support this kid. Like, thinking about their late wife and stuff. They kind of really feel for him, but they also get that it's probably more promising right now to go to the cousin. If that makes sense to go there in the middle of the night, because it's also really late now already.
We're in Star Shift, so you have no idea if it's late for this person or not.
That's true. I mean, it's not late for me. I just had coffee. It's basically morning.
Yeah, well, maybe he will be so surprised that he will just tell us everything he knows.
Yeah.
I mean...
Actually, that's
we can always...
Go ahead.
We can always try. Now we don't need to go to the docks because we know that the dwarves checked the identity properly so we don't need to ask who came off the boat, so that's already something. So yeah, I would say let's try to find the cousin.
Yeah. So at the docks, no, that was something different.
No, the idea I think that Nirma had was to make sure that the person who stepped off the boat was actually Coppercloak.
Yeah.
And by divine inspiration, the GM whispered into her ear, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it was a valid question.
Oh no, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, then I think... Mike, are you also in agreement that we should see the
Yeah, sure.
roommate first? Yeah, okay, then let's go.
Okay. Let's get back into the rain. Let's see, where are you? Rain's picked up a bit. But it's... When you have a sort of microclimate due to those buildings at the southern edge, rain is something that is quite well known in Second City. Sewers well maintained, that's what I'm saying. Regularly flushed. Your steps take you towards the docks, at least in the direction of. And it starts to get difficult to navigate. There have been not riots per se, but demonstrations, pickets, police blockades to sort of try and maintain order, or to at least keep the union protests boxed in. So the question that I'm asking is, who's going to do sort of a navigation? Who's going to navigate these streets? Try to. I'm guessing you're not just going up to a police picket line and just go, "We're coming through."
Yeah, no, I don't
Well,
think.
I could always climb up and like scout a way that's clear from the roofs.
Okay.
We could have our scout, yeah.
I think that's within my abilities if I do a not too shabby throw.
I guess Ren would know the one or the other like way around that isn't, an official way. Like sneaking through some backyards and back streets,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
there is always a hole in the fence and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, my first job at the city in the city was actually at the docks, so I at least know the streets a bit.
Okay.
So I think together we can probably.
Are we talking police blockades here, or what are we talking?
Yeah, police blockades.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to work for the government, so I might pull some strings here.
Okay.
I mean, maybe you know someone by accident who.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right code word or something.
Not quite by accident, but I could drop some names, maybe.
I can
Yeah.
see. Okay. So I can see either Ren or Lelio sort of leading with the help of the other, and maybe Mike interfering if you get stopped, for example.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
something like that. So something around that.
The same way I think Nirma, if you're flashing the paper,
My-
you
the-
find one
yeah.
dwarf cop and you're going flashing paperwork. Might not work with
Official-
a centaur, but
Official guild business.
yeah. Okay. So let's see. Ren or Lelio, who's going to be the lead on this one? The other one giving a +1 to the roll. And what would be the approach?
Like my approach would be to like be sneaky and go sneaky towards the back alleys and stuff like that.
Okay. Like I said, there's
let me
always the
check
sewers.
my. Oh, that's why you said that. Okay.
No, I just thought of it now. Don't worry about it. I am not railroading you. I will not do that. Okay. So, who's rolling?
Yeah, I'm just considering whether I would actually do the whole rooftop Assassin's Creed stuff, or if I would just use my knowledge of the region, because it would be different approaches.
I think
But
I think on one hand would be if you were doing the assassin, so jumping from rooftop to rooftop, that would be maybe sneaky. While knowing would be either careful or clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking forceful with the jumping, but it's not really. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, forceful would be going up to the big gate and just saying, "Let me through," and just moving
Yeah,
people
okay.
through. I think
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
we're learning. We're still learning. No
Yeah.
worries.
Yeah. It's just not how I considered things
but-
until now.
Or you could just decide that you were aiding Ren.
But could I also? I mean, it might be quick, the whole jumping thing.
I'll allow that. Yeah,
Like-
sure. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay. Yeah. Then I would probably do that, but it would definitely be to aid Ren, because I would be from up above. I would be
Right. Okay.
giving information. Yeah.
Okay. So Ren, why don't you're gonna be rolling. Lelio, you're gonna be giving a +1. Okay. That's a 3. +1. That's a 4. That is okay. Well, both 3s.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. The difficulty for you, Ren, in running blockades is not running the blockade. It is running the blockade with people who are twice your size. So, describe to me, how do you run the blockade?
What exactly do you mean with run the blockade?
As in, how do you get past the cops?
Alright, okay. So whenever I see, or like whenever Lilio tells me there is the next blockade, I would like recall my memory of the streets and like the sneaky passages I know of and that my wife has told me of and stuff like that. And would change our route. Like, I wouldn't try to get through or past them necessarily, but just like, you know, taking a left turn just shortly before the blockade and like sneaking through the backyard there and up a staircase in an abandoned building and down the other side, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there happens to be a hole in the wall on the second floor in the third apartment that allows you to get to the fire escape on the other side, and that yeah, goblin tracks, goblin runner tracks, yeah. Yeah. So I think this would be the scene. You come to the blockade, right? And there's a moment where Lelio, you maybe drop down at some point, and it's the four of you following Ren are going through this goblin runner course. So a lot of sort of ducking and weaving and moving mesh screens along the lines. And there's a point where, as you're passing through one of the buildings, you can see above the basically in altercation. There's a couple of union workers or union representatives. How would how would they identify themselves?
So there is certain hand and finger movements.
No. What I mean is to the world, right? Would they be wearing a colored cap, a particular vest? How would they show themselves to the world as being, we are who we are?
Yeah, so they usually wear those kind of neckties.
Okay.
Like neck chiefs, you know, like yeah, like not actual ties, but just like pieces of cloth in like a vibrant yellow and orange.
Okay.
That just signals that they're part of the union and part of the movement.
Okay. So yeah, you can see that there's a couple of all lineage, right? I think the woman sort of standing up towards the blockade might be I think she'd be human, maybe early 20s, and she's got a voice on her. Her more than just more than just the necktie. She's also wearing a wrap around her head and around. She's wearing the scarf instead of around her neck. She's actually wearing around her head, and her braids. Most likely against the rain, but very much against to be seen publicly. And you can see that whenever she's speaking back to the police and to a group of maybe 20 or 30 people. But the way that she's talking is definitely forceful. You see she's riling them up. What would be... anybody want to try to know more, I would say.
I would probably try to listen in. Yeah, to just have an idea of what's being said.
Yeah, like make me what would be the equivalent of an insight?
Insight or perception?
Well, it's either if you're trying to hear what's being said, or are you trying to get the intent, I guess.
Actually, Mike would also be very much interested in what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike, as a former sharpshooter, this is ideal. I mean, this is an ideal spot if you want to get a hit on anyone in this thing. I would say, either. I would say if you want to, the insight in this case to try to understand what she's trying to do would be flashy. If you're trying
Flashy.
Okay.
flashy, yeah. If you want to try and sort of, I would go for a careful roll if you were trying to sort of listen in.
Yeah, I'm listening in.
Okay, and then I could get insight with flashy.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to perceive and have an idea of what.
Okay, so flirt.
Yeah, no, I don't get anything.
No, it's the rain's a bit maybe sort of you can hear the words, but you can't necessarily sort of understand what she's trying to do. Mike, careful. It's mediocre. Yeah.
It's too loud.
Maybe, or or because she's not speaking in your direction, so there's a bit of echoes between the buildings, and you're not really understanding. Yeah, you're not exactly sure what's going on, but maybe you just have other things to do, and so you need to move on. Move on. By the way, you can always use one of your aspects to reroll. To reroll or add a +2. Thoughts? Moving on?
Yeah, right now it's not a priority. I mean, except if Ren really wants to see what's happening.
Oh, Ren is like familiar with union business and is very focused on figuring out the right way and the right path. So they're not really like they know there is like some kind of protest going on, and that's sufficient.
Okay. Okay, moving on then. The sounds of the loudspeaker. Well, not the loudspeaker. How do you call it? The horn.
Speaking trumpet.
Yeah, the horn there. Yeah. Sort of ends up. You take a couple of corners, and now you are within the inside of the Union cordon. Let's put it that way, which takes about half the docks and a good portion of Goblin Town as well. And here you can see that, trash has not necessarily been collected. You can see that there have been some sort of barricades erected and then left around. You'll find traces of scuffles or something, but for all, it doesn't look like a war zone. Not what the media have been telling on the radio anyways. So you move into... You're looking for... what was it? The barrel house between Cold Point and Ironwell.
Yeah.
Ren, you know this part of the city fairly well. Lelio, as you mentioned, or is it, who's the one working at the docks? It's Lelio.
Oh, yeah, for a few weeks when I came to town, but not for long. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you find it without any issues, especially with that. The house itself is dark. First of all, as you come up to it, it's in a street where it's a fairly dark street, and there's not a lot of lights on in the buildings around.
Mm-hmm.
That could be just because they're out on shift, or maybe these houses are less. You're not exactly sure. I'm leaving it to potentially you guys to use an aspect should you wish to populate this area. All right?
I mean, we're at the docks, right?
You're not at the docks. You're about a couple of blocks away from the docks. So you'd be in the docks area, but this is still residential. This would be residential for the dockers or for
the dockers.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, depending on when high tide is,
True.
the dockers might actually all be working.
True. Like I said, they might be on shift.
Yeah.
So yeah, the house is dark.
How do we want to proceed? Do we want to knock and see, or do we first want someone to do some recon inside the house?
We should be careful because there might be all sorts of traps in here. People might be armed.
Well, I can just to calm Mike's paranoia. I could climb up there and peek through some windows while I'm at it. I'm already
yeah.
soaking wet anyway, so.
As long as you're discreet. Wait a minute, I might have something to help you. Just give me a second. Norma starts rambling around in the pockets, going like, no, not that, not that, not that. And ends up, and I'll use one of my stunts for that. I'll use right tool for the right job to probably pull out some form of hook and a line and a rope, saying, I know you're a pretty good climber, but if in a hurry you need it, at least you've got something to help you climb if you want to go and have a look in the windows.
Okay.
It's cool.
Well, we can also use the door. I'm just saying, let's be careful.
Actually,
And
Lelio,
Mike is
I will.
packing his guns.
Okay, Mike, you're picking. This is where the GM starts to go. Should I should I be paying you points here to do what I would like to see?
I mean,
And
you
I would
could.
love to see, but the thing is, if I'm rewarding you for something that you were really going to be doing, yeah, Lelio, I'm going to invoke your circus performer, and I will actually no, was it yeah, I learned that at the circus, where
Yeah.
basically I want you to, should you accept, you can refuse, to basically run up the wall, or try to run up the wall to the window that you see up there.
How could I refuse that? Lelio would never refuse that.
Okay, I'll give you a point here. There you go. Okay. So mark your down. You should have 3 points now. And I will say you can, because Nirma, you spent a point, right, to get that stunt.
I don't remember how it works, but it's one of my free stunts. Well, it's right tool
Yeah.
for right job. Once per session, you pull out the right tool to bypass an obstacle. No dice, no. You just succeed.
Oh,
But
you
that's
just
for me.
succeed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I'm expending 1 point for that to use a stunt.
Yes,
Or-
I'm pretty sure that you need to spend
Yeah.
spend points to get into. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to get your stunts. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So
Okay.
just did that.
Okay, so actually, Lilio, while you are the person to climb in through the second story window, Nirma just gives you the tool that you need, so you're in.
Okay, great. So I'm in the building.
You are in the
So
building.
okay,
Or-
yeah. So I take a bit of So I basically, it really looks like I'm running up that wall. It's pretty impressive, and I'm lucky enough to apparently to find the window in some sort of state that can easily be opened. And
yeah. I think you were
that's-
given the right tool to jimmy open
yeah,
the.
yeah, probably, yeah. And but also I can probably do that myself. Actually, I have some experience there. And yeah, I'm in it. I'm thankfully in a dry and warm room. That's a good start. I'm already better off than all of you. So I'm.
Tell me, what kind of room do you enter? Would this be a
Okay,
bedroom, living room,
So
bathroom?
I think it's a living room probably, and I don't think that anyone who lives around these parts is wealthy enough to afford apartments that have more than 2 rooms maybe. So it's probably very rather simply furnished. I would think
Yeah.
it's a living room, simple, not that big. Is it a dwarven household?
It is a dwarven household.
Yeah, so it doesn't need to be that
or
big.
at least dwarven construction.
Yeah.
The dwarven construction is very traditional and very sort of each sort of each level is constructed in the same way. So if you know that the room that you are in is the same room that you have below and above, if it were the case, right? At least
Yeah,
at construction. After that, if people move in and move things
Repurpose.
around, repurpose and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But you come into this again. Yeah, I would say, like you said, maybe 2-room apartment, where you would have. So as you come in, the furnishings are simple to non-existent. You find that if there's any furniture, it was because it was furniture too big to move out. So maybe a cupboard, no, not a cupboard, an armoire or a large bed, something that could not easily be taken down and moved out.
Does it look lived in?
Not for a while. But then again, this is one of maybe several apartments.
Okay.
So you might not be in.
I don't know if I'm in the right place
In
actually.
the right
No,
apartment.
you don't know if you're in the right apartment. Yeah.
So we weren't smart enough to actually check on which floor this person lives.
You never asked. No, I will say that this is the building here is definitely a it would be, it'd be a story, as in you've got the ground floor, which is a bit hiked up on. You have the stairs up to the high floor. You've got the first floor, then you've got the second, and right now you are at the second. So there is a floor. There's no floor above you, but there's a floor beneath you.
Okay. So I am doing a quick check around to see if there's anything interesting going on, and as it looks, I would do probably a perception check. Maybe for the living room. Does it make sense, or is it very clear?
Make me a careful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Yeah. Okay.
You have
Yeah, as
aspects you can
expected.
invoke if needed.
Yeah, but not really for that.
I mean, you were in the circus?
I
Well,
would say. I mean,
The
on the
path
run.
that I'm
I would say
the-
on
the
run.
path that I'm running from. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. We're on the same track. So say. Go ahead.
The path that I'm running from did involve a lot of sneaking around in lived-in buildings.
Yeah.
so,
Urbex.
I could-
A lot of urbex. Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it. Sure.
okay.
So just delete one of those tokens that you have.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, on your character sheet, you should have underneath the refresh at the top of the sheet, you should have current. You can add your numbers there if you want to track them there.
What is my current number? I have no idea.
Your current number would be 3.
Okay.
Nirma, you've got 1. Ren, you've got 3. Mike, you've got 3.
But didn't you just take one?
Yeah, so Lilia, you should have 2 now after.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sneaking around and looking for whatever I might find.
Okay. Yeah, there's so you can either re-roll or just an add +2. What do you want?
Add a +2.
Okay. So
Yeah.
2, that would be fair. Okay. Yeah, as you're looking about, there's not. This is. It's an empty apartment. There's nothing. It hasn't been lived in for maybe a couple of months, maybe, but there's nothing that says. The. How to put it? There's a layer of dust, but this is fully. I mean, this could be rented out, no problem, right? Doesn't look like a drug den or something along those lines. Now, again, could be different on the other side of the wall. Just to give you context, the dwarven architecture is very much sort of boxed around a central light skylight, right? So it's like a square donut. So the center is just open to above. With
okay.
So if you were to go out, you would have a center sort of ring like terrace or walkway. And in the center would be the communal fire and traditionally.
Okay, so this apartment is obviously empty completely, and do I have any way of figuring out? Well, I don't really. At this point, it would make most sense for me to go back out and check with the others if we can actually figure out where this guy lives, because we should have done that first, because we might be able to sneak in over there, over that window, or at least I might be able to even.
Well, I mean, you could step out into the building if you wanted to have a look.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I might just do that. That makes sense. And
I'll put it
I
into
can,
the careful roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And what I would then do is actually there's probably like a public hallway, right? So I could just go downstairs and let them in.
Yes, you could definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I will do that. So
Are
I'm making
there,
my way
like-
downstairs and getting them in from the rain for now.
I've got a maybe stupid question, but are there wooden or anything identifying the different doors? Like, okay, just a last name or something for.
If this were a clan house, if this were there wouldn't be, because everybody knows where everybody's living, but with people moving in and out and this not being a family home, most likely, yeah. This, the same way, I'm sure you have that we have that in Brussels regularly, where you have these very old fancy houses that have been cut up into apartments, and where all of a sudden, where there was only one bell, now there are six on the side. It's kind of like that.
So we should be able to see the different names, if not on the door, at least somewhere at the entrance. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'd be a hallway, the beginning of a hallway where you could maybe see where, letterbox, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lelio, as you step out onto the balcony, basically make your way downstairs.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, I imagine that it's open, and I would go downstairs and.
So it's not open, but there is a lock on the inside so that you can turn the lock. So this was locked for obvious reasons because no one was in there. But you can, you click it open. Thing is, of course, you don't know how to lock it from the outside.
Well, I guess until that gets noticed,
Fair.
I can live with that risk.
Okay. Cat burglars everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going downstairs, and since it would take far too long for me to try to decipher all the signs with the names, I'll just let the others in, and so they can handle that and dry off a bit.
Yeah, there's just a moment where and this is where my roles come in. Mm-hmm. As you sort of step onto the first level landing, there's someone that sort of jostles you. As in, you can hear somebody coming up. You try to, they've got sort of heavy hood over their head, sort of a docker's cloak, right? The heavy sort of almost rubber kind of thing, hiding from the rain. As you're coming down, they're sort of moving in the direction, and you sort of bump into them. There's maybe a grumble to apologies, just need to moves about. You keep going. And there's you hear sort of the door opening, closing on the same level, and you move down to.
Can you try and spot that door, because that might be interesting.
Yeah, at least there's someone awake there, who we might be able to talk to if we can't find our guy. who might know something. So yeah, I definitely take a look and remember which door that is.
Okay, I'll put that down. By the way, yeah, okay. No. If you don't ask questions, you're not gonna get answers.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking of that but yeah. Can I still do that?
Sure.
Because I lost track of my train of thoughts there for a moment, but because that would actually have been my question to if I could do a perception
Sure. Make me a
check there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, how would you do this? As in, if you're trying to look at this person, would you start to say, "Oh, sorry, buddy," which would be flashy? Are you trying to sneak a look in? Are you trying to?
Yeah,
how would you go
actually,
about it?
I would probably hold him up. I would probably do flashy
Okay.
because I would try to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do a roll.
Yep. Go. Do a flashy.
Yep. Yeah.
And they're gonna do sneaky for whatever reason.
Whatever reason.
Whatever reason could that be?
Okay.
And whenever in a social situation, I get a +2 on flashy.
I'll
According to my
allow.
stats.
I wouldn't say this is a social interaction, but okay. Don't worries. You've they had they got a 3. You got a 4. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. There's just a moment, right, where you can't, and you sort of try. You do the whole brush them off kind of thing. Say, oh, sorry, buddy, just brush them off. The person, he or they, she, you're not exactly sure. Let's go with they. They sort of, there's a quick sidestep to sort of get out of your personal space in a sense. But what they can't hide is you see you don't necessarily see their eyes or much, but you can just see that there's a ridge of scales just on the edge of on the line of their chin. And there's the quick grumble and move about. They're about your height.
Okay. So
And you notice that, like I mentioned, you noticed the door they went through.
yeah. Okay. So they are very quick to get away and obviously not interested in any sort of interaction. Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I make a mental note of all of that, and then I continue my way down to the door. And I carefully open the door and do a quick wave to my team members and wave them inside.
Nirma, Ren, and Mike, can I get from all 3 of you a careful? Because I'm guessing you guys are still keeping an eye out for things and whatnot. Okay, that's a 1 for Nirma. Sorry, Nirma, you're muted.
Sorry, Ren has a 2.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you are right. That's a 2. Careful, a 0 for my. Sorry, I'm getting. I need to actually demarcate these roles because they. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think Ren, you're the one who noticed this. Where as Lelio maybe sort of opens the door to you're maybe the last one to go in, and you hear a crunch coming from the alleyway just next door.
I do turn around hearing that because it's like an unsuspected
Unexpected, yeah.
It's getting tired. An unexpected sound.
You know, it's the kind of crunch where a lot of something heavy falls onto assorted objects. You know, sort of. And just as you sort of look back, you see a poncho, heavy leathery, rubbery poncho wearing silhouette basically duck out from the alley and disappear into the street.
Okay, I take a mental note of that, but like move carefully inside the house. Then.
Okay. Once you're in, I mean, Norma, you've known these households. You know how they're organized, where to find. And I think that you would find fairly easily. I mean, looking at the door, looking at you find what's his name's Dury? Is that that I call him?
Dury.
Can you put us back on the board?
Yeah, here you go. Sorry about that.
Dury open vault.
Yeah. Well, Dury Open Vault's apartment is well named because the door's ajar.
Yeah, let's have a look. I'll carefully push on the door, like to
Yeah.
open it up.
The darkness within is the door sort of creaks open. You can see that you can see that where the lock has been pried open.
Huh, interesting. I'll softly call anyone here.
No answer.
I'll look at the others, but I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, those
sort of-
rooms are not big, so...
No, they're not big. I have a question for you, Nirma. How much is this reminiscent of, you know,
I mean, it's not an underground situation,
No.
so she's uneasy but not panicked. On alert.
okay. How are the other three? I'm looking at you, Mike.
Paranoid?
I mean, that's a
Mistrusting the whole
that's a given.
situation. Mistrusting the whole situation, being very
Yeah.
careful, moving very carefully, having really the gun at, like, so you can reach it at any given time, like that. Alert.
Ren, would you have told us about the crash sound outside?
Not yet, but
Okay.
I don't think there's any. Well, I mean, U.S. players know that
Yeah,
there's a
no,
correlation.
but that's
but-
why I ask. Would
there
we be
wasn't
aware
any
of it or
reason so
not?
far to tell you that there was someone running away from like we're close to the docks. There's probably some, some stuff going on, but like now with the door being open and like I might feel more inclined to tell you guys, but
Yeah.
there's also not really a situation right now where we want to talk, right? So
Yeah, it's
we're, like,
not a good time.
all tense
Yeah.
and want to enter this dark room, I guess.
So who's
Yeah.
the first to enter?
Well, I'm keeping back and keeping an eye out on the hallway and seeing if anyone's around.
I guess Mike's going first, gun at point, like...
Norma's just behind you.
Yeah, I'm also going in after like having a second look at my Lelia there.
Yeah, maybe it's the rain, maybe it's the shift, but nobody on the landings. Nirma, well, Mike first, then Nirma. As you step in, you find what would have been a fairly well-appointed apartment for this area, except that it's been trashed. Utterly trashed. Anything, there is still a small hatchet in one of the in one of the wooden panels on the oh, come on.
On the wall?
On the wall. There are literally places where the panels have been, where they sort of made a partition between rooms or whatnot. Some of that has been torn open. Any cushions have been open and their insides.
Someone did a deep search.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm not sure that this is the best song for this, but yeah, fair enough. Yes. So as you walk in, yeah, you let me know what you do.
I think once we confirm that the apartment is clear from anyone living, I would say, Lilo, close the door, let's search this. And I would probably light a lantern or something. I mean, I certainly have a lantern or some way of having light.
There's lights in this,
Electricity?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's standing
Guess.
guard.
I
In
think you would
case
have
anybody comes.
there would be an oil lamp or something like that. I don't think that you would have electricity here yet. It's starting, but yeah, oil lamp definitely.
So I think, lighting up the scenes to have a better idea of what happened in the apartment.
Okay.
I think this would be the point where I tell you about a person fleeing from this house or like
Okay.
running away from the house because they might have done this.
Oh, yeah, you know, I would answer to that. Obviously, at this point, then once you start talking, when I would be like, okay, yeah, I saw someone and he was really in a hurry, or they were in a hurry to get away, and
No,
Yeah.
they were in a hurry to get in to their apartment, right? They went into somewhere.
I was getting to that. They
Oh, okay.
were in a.
Sorry.
I'm a character, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that I
Yeah.
had understood it properly because
Yeah. They were in a hurry to get away, and they went into another apartment, and they looked like, you know, someone from Dragontown. They were. Sorry.
From the apartment they went into, can we tell if that apartment is on the side from where I heard the noise? Like, would that even make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, I think you're muted, but
No, I said yes.
perfect.
So that's one question. A second question would be, was it this apartment or was it another apartment?
No, it was another apartment.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
But okay. How about you guys see if you can find anything here, and me and Mike check out the other apartment, see if it's open,
Sure.
if you can find
Sure.
any trace.
It
Yeah.
it doesn't look like the person who was searching this place before us found what they were looking for, but yeah.
Yeah. Or do you want to come? I mean, We should probably just take a closer look around here as well, just to make sure that it's the right place and if there's anything that tells us anything.
Of course.
Okay.
So, how do you want to search the... So, let's first take care of the trash department. How do you want to handle searching this?
I would go through anything that has been left and just see if we can find papers, clothing, whatever could point to who was actually living in this apartment.
So, what I'm going to say is that, again, because we're going to be doing rolls, clearly the person who went through this apartment did it forcefully. Right?
Yeah.
Are you doing it flashy, as in, are you doing forceful as you are ripping up what's or not yet ripped? Are you going clever, careful? How are you going about this search?
Norma, with her past, her capacities, and her tinkering, is going to go clever and really probably also have a look at possible hidden compartments in what's left of the furniture. Look at the foot of the desk, foot of the bed, and all the classic places where you could stick a secret compartment somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that would definitely be the way Ren would go, because looking through the obvious stuff obviously hasn't done anything, or they have found what they wanted and left with it. So Ren would go the sneaky way and look for what would make sense, to have a hidden compartment at, and yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're in a film noir. There's gonna be a secret compartment somewhere.
There better be.
So, technically, we are in a film noir. So, that is potentially an aspect that you could invoke.
Yeah.
So, knowing that Norma only has one fate point left.
I want to invoke that because I want to find a hidden compartment.
You want to find a hidden compartment? Okay. So, Ren, why don't you...
I'll help.
You'll help. Okay, so Ren, roll sneaky. Nirma will help, so you get a +1. And then according to what you roll, we might want to add that that aspect or not. Oh, Jesus! Okay,
Nice.
so let's record this because dice lag. So that is a base 5.
That's a superb roll.
That's
Plus
already
one.
so +1. That's a 6.
Fantastic.
Do you
But
want
like a tunnel or something?
I'll adapt. Well, I'll adapt to what I was about to say to this. Do you want to add the film noir aspect to this to get a 7? To get an 8? Which is
8
legendary.
I mean, there's only one chance for a legendary roll, right? 'Cause
Let's go for
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
see- let's go for it.
Okay.
And those fate points.
Right. Okay. How am I gonna play this?
I mean,
Okay.
it's a legendary roll.
Here's the thing. You being sneaky. As you're looking around the trashed room, there's no dust, right? Because this is a lived-in apartment. You get fairly quickly, you know who lived here because you were looking for a specific apartment, so you know that Oren lived here. Not Oren, Dury lived here.
Yeah.
One thing that you do not see is, for example, a guest bed or something along those lines. You don't. So you're apparently living alone. But what you notice is that while you're looking about, this seems to have been trashed a couple of days ago, maybe. Or at least a couple of hours ago, because there is only one set of wet footprints. And they do not wander around. They go straight to one particular place. They go in, they go straight into the bedroom. And on the inside of, as you're looking down under the bed, you can see that one of the, so this is a sort of massive massive bed, and in one of the legs, which is about, maybe 30 centimeters across, right? So these 4 massive posts. On the inside, you actually find that there's a panel that had been moved and not quite well put back into place. The legendary being that you just followed the person who knew where it was, and just there. But I'll add this. As you I'm guessing you opened the panel?
Yeah, is there still anything inside?
The panel has been, you can see that it was rummaged through. As in there's a couple of parchments rolled up, or actually you do find there's a bit of there's a couple of satchels, sort of black velvet satchels tied with string. And you can see that they've been rummaged around, and then person tried to close it, and maybe one of them sort of stuck in a bad position, and that's why it's not completely closed in. You count maybe 2 of these small black bags. So they'd be about small purse sized. I'm looking around to see if I can. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna take out everything I find in there and just throw it on the bed.
Okay.
To look through it properly, and also let
Yeah, so it's about this size, right? Mm-hmm. So about this size. And as you grab it, there's a clinking, sort of mineral clinking inside.
So a legendary roll gives us some loot.
Well, who knows, maybe.
Do I recognize the mineral?
So as you put that on the bed, there's a couple, as I mentioned, there's a couple of scrolls as well. There's, and I'll say with the legendary, you can kind of see that something was definitely taken out. There was space for something else, which would have been a bit, yeah, you would see an octagonal shape in dust. So this, about this size. As you open the bag, you find a series of uncut gems.
So, if they weren't interested in the gems, what were they interested in?
The other thing that's...
yeah.
What's on the scrolls?
The scrolls?
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking, you're looking through the this would be, it would be written in Dwarvish. The letter, it's definitely a letter. Not signed. Nor is it addressed to anyone. So there are no names on the letter.
Yeah.
If you were just Dwarvish, you would be looking through and you're just going, this doesn't really make sense. That's platitudes. There's not worth. And then something clicks. I'm putting all of this under the legendary, guys. The fact that you helped.
It's a code.
It's a code. This is military code. This is military communications code. And there is not a lot you can really understand because the codes shift and change and whatnot.
Yeah.
But what you do figure out is that there's the mention of dragon marrow. Now, we mentioned this earlier in the episode, where wars have been waged on remnants of the true dragons. Dragon marrow? Kind of a big thing. Where even just traces of it can be used to potential power old magic. And just rumors of this stuff would send special ops into places to find it.
Okay, so it's not just a problem of a fight going badly and someone
Now-
trying to trash.
Nirma, you were... I mean, Mike was most likely at some point special forces or something along those lines. If you hear the word dragon marrow, none of any of your missions... You might have been sent after Dragon Marrow. None of you ever found it. This thing has always been either legendary, false information, traps, sometimes rumors. Yeah.
But possibly rumors with enough backing that someone sent.
Well, just because we didn't find anything doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That is true.
So maybe we should have tried to find that scaled guy.
But but that's the. I think, are we actually here right now, or are we checking out the other apartment? What is going on?
I don't know. I think we decided to stay, everybody, didn't we?
I thought we decided to check out the other apartment and just did this first.
Yeah. So, that's Nirma and Ren. Mike, Lilio, now that I'm guessing that you've done one apartment, then you'll go to the next.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
So that we can keep people together.
So Norma shared this with us.
It's there in
What
front
she
of you.
found
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Okay.
There's the so as I mentioned, the two little bags, each of them contain, not a small, I wouldn't say a fortune, but this would be definitely, this is anonymous funds. Uncut. There are actually, the other one, which had a sort of a metallic, holds actually dragon steel ore. So the ore which is specific to this particular region. And so there's enough in
what?
these dragon ore. So the main export of Second City is dragon steel, which is a particular ore and mineral.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Chemistry, not my strong suit. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
It's the stuff that allows these huge buildings to be built, basically, and it is very, very. I won't say mithril because I'd be getting litigious with some people, but it's that kind of rarity.
Okay.
Oh boy, no, this is not good.
That was
Yeah, no, that
Let's
doesn't
no.
work.
This is. Why are you in tension? Let's go back to this. Yeah, a bit better. So, as you basically this is a getaway. I think you would even find false guild membership.
Oh shit. The guild's not gonna be happy about this.
But the description that you find does not, Lilio, this does not correspond to Copper Cloak. So maybe to Open Vault, though the name would be completely different. And the... Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I would say you get basically there's a you would find a pair of fake IDs.
Let's put all that in a bag because
So, will we split up those stones? Because I don't think anyone's missing them.
well, I mean it's part of the proof and
Lelio, what are you saying? There was only one bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
there only was one
Bag with
bag.
ore.
Lelio, are you pocketing one of the two bags?
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of wanted
Or
to
at least no, I can't pocket them because I would have to share it with the others. But I'm strongly suggesting that we do that because honestly, who will miss those?
Yeah.
I'm very up for
Who
Yeah.
will miss those stones?
Yes.
Ren for the revolution.
I think we can all use the extra money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're already gonna be paid 2 ways for this thing.
Who cares?
Oh, you were not being
Let's
paid
make
by
it
the
a
guild.
third.
No, the guild isn't paying us.
Oh yeah, no, right. I mean,
You have the right to do so. You are not paying the guild for the right. That's the contract.
yeah, right. So yeah, let's pay yourself on the loot.
Okay. You step out?
I would say discreetly, but yes, let's step out.
Yeah, and I
Let's talk to that
discreetly
guy.
lead.
What do you do
Yeah, I
with the...
lead the way.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I
no.
would lead the way to the other apartment.
Yep. It's across the way. A couple of doors down on the other side of the stairwell.
Should we bring a turkey?
A turkey?
No, never mind. In joke.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm leading the way, and is the door open? Is it locked?
So the door is... Yes, the door is locked.
Let's be polite. Is there a doorbell?
No,
The
No,
woman
let's
would be a
not
knock.
be polite. Let's not be polite here.
You want to bang on the door?
Yeah, either that or try to. But yeah, probably. And I already sort of intend to throw my weight against it
Okay.
because from what we found, I don't think that I think that this is. I'm looking at the others here and saying maybe if there's still someone inside, we should actually surprise them and have that on our side. What do you think?
I have no objections to kicking in a door. I'm in.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So who's rolling forceful?
I'll be backing you up with a gun in
mean-
case it's needed.
Yeah, I would do a forceful unless Norma wants to.
I mean, I'm definitely.
I can do a forceful. Norma's preferred approach would be clever and picking the lock, but that's.
Yeah,
just...
but Ren is, I think,
Take
jumping
the
up and down
surprise.
at the idea of knocking down a door.
When do you want the honors?
Yes, please. And
Okay.
Ophelia wants the moment of surprise, so
Yeah, I step aside.
a very a firmly positioned kick at the door very close to where the lock is, like where the door bolt is supposed to
Okay.
be. So like the
Nice one.
will hit there.
I mean, that's a great roll.
Oh, come on.
I don't know, my rolls today are good, I feel.
Yeah, Ren
that's
is
a
on
4.
fire.
Okay, yeah, that's a 4. That's great. No, that's better than great.
No, it's great.
It's great? Okay.
It's
4 is
great.
great. Yeah, there's a lot of force that's coming from this tiny goblin. And the door was it was less locked than latched, right? So not keyhole, just latch on it. And so the tenant's gonna have something to explain. As you come in, you bash in. You come into the door is... Sorry, the door leads into an apartment as the previous one clearly lived in. But what you do, it's cold, humid, as you notice that the window in the back is open. What you also notice are moans or somebody coming from the room next door.
Is it possible that I have encountered a similar situation in my special ops?
Oh,
And
I mean, the fact that you go... Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, you go...
I mean, like the climate and stuff and noise and I don't know.
Well,
The atmosphere.
Well, the atmosphere definitely is... it's cold and rain because the door's been open to the rain outside.
Okay.
For a while. And you also notice that... And there's somebody basically telling you somebody's been gagged or tied in the next room.
Oh.
Okay, but it's safe to assume that the person you bumped into, Lilio, jumped out of that window and I saw them.
Yes.
Run.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go have a look at who they tied up in here.
Yes.
Yeah. I take a quick. I go to the window and take a look outside, but without any hope because I know that this person is long gone.
Mm-hmm.
But what did they crash on? What made it sound? What do I see
Trash.
outside? Crash. Yeah. Okay. Obviously. So yeah, I'm closing the window because it's getting cold.
I'm pretty eager to ungag that gag person.
Yeah.
As you move into to the other room, you see a... as you're looking about, you can see that the apartment is furnished with larger, or at least higher furniture, bigger furniture than the room above. And confirmed by its inhabitant, this would be actually, he'd be a half-orc. Half-orc. He's been tied to basically tied to the bed. He's been gagged, and you can notice that and he's basically wearing nothing but the gag.
Interesting.
Too much information.
No, I'm sure the camera is where it's supposed to be and not everything else.
Yes, there's a as you come in, the camera is just above your head, behind your shoulder, and so Lily, Mike's back of the head is tastefully placed around the central area. Yeah, so
Great.
But Mike
Yeah.
sees it and he doesn't like it.
So what do you do? You go in, uncock your gun, and just...
No.
I think I broke links.
Broken link. Okay, yeah, I trail in after the others and
Yeah.
yeah. Whoever gets in first.
Yeah, I'm going to ungag that guy.
Okay. Wait. Who are... Just... Doesn't matter. Untie me, please. I've been...
Wait,
What
don't do
happened here?
that.
That snake... Look, I've been here for a day and a half. Just let me
Oh.
out, please.
Okay, I'm looking somewhere for a blanket or something to give the poor guy.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
if there's a bed.
The blankets have been thrown on the floor at the foot of the bed. There's not a lot of space between the foot of the bed and the wall, but it's just a jumble of linen there.
Yeah, I'm grabbing one and giving it to him. Wow.
Oh, you have
the others
not
are
untied.
untying him.
He is spread eagle.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh,
it.
okay. So we're talking about that kind of situation. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
silk ropes and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think untying him is probably a team effort right now.
yeah. I mean, it's just take your knife and slash through the
Yeah.
ropes and.
Are you sure
Yeah.
you want to do that?
Let's get that poor guy down there, Mike.
Let's make
We are
him talk
4.
first.
This is 1. We're okay.
Yeah.
All right, do what you must.
Can I do for the time that they're rescuing the half-orc? Can I do a quick tour of the apartment, search for any obvious traces of passage and of things? Because he has been bound to his bed for 2 days, so they might have used the apartment just as a quick hidey hole. So I just want to do a quick search of the apartment, see what's.
Sure. I will get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
The others. I would say you notice. Well, so the half-orc himself. You do notice that the. Let's see. What can I give you for? Most likely a docker, according to the tattoos that he's got, fairly muscular. You do notice that he does have one of his tusks that is cut and capped with gold.
Oh.
Ooh. Is
Yeah.
that a sign of
The gang. The gang sign.
Is it perhaps the half-tooth gang?
Yeah. Maybe.
The quite a bit of there's definitely, like I mentioned, not ganger tattoos, but docker tattoos, couple of scars, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Do I know this guy? Like, I worked at the docks for like 2-3 weeks. Have I maybe seen him before? So shall I do a roll for that, or
Yeah. Why don't you wanna create an aspect? Said I know that guy.
I think I want to do that. Yeah.
Okay, sure. This would be... I would say go for flashy. Go for flashy. I think creating an aspect is...
Unless, I'm sorry, I've just remembered that it's actually one of Mike's aspects is I know a guy. So, Mike, if you want to do that?
Yeah, but do I know that guy?
Yeah, it's your decision. That's the moment to decide now. If you maybe know him.
Maybe I knew a guy who had a similar thing.
Lelio, what you could do is invoke Mike's aspect and offer them a fate point to say you know this person.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that is why this was too much information for Mike.
I like it. Yes.
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 Okay, where do I know them from? Where should I roll?
Definitely. I mean, you tell me from where you know them.
Oh.
work?
To me,
Like your job?
yeah, something like that. Something that's got to do with the ops, maybe, or maybe it's a military thing.
Maybe you've interrogated that one before.
He could be a CI. He could be one of your informants.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
He could be one of those I know a guy. He could be. I was about to say he could be of a service to you. He might have. I mean, he's somebody you've called on for either information or speciality or something along those lines. So you tell me, what is this person useful to you for?
Maybe he is a PI working with me from time to time.
Would he be undercover? If he's a private investigator, but he's got the half tooth, is that part of a cover or?
Yeah, most certainly.
Okay. Right, so this is an informant
Yeah.
for the police in the half tooth gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Right. So what's his name?
His name is his gang name or his real name?
You would know him by
His real name.
You would know him by his real name, yeah.
Well,
Couple names.
I have a tendency of going. Look, we had Bryn. I mean, you're pretty much. The only thing that I mentioned was for the half orcs that usually their last name is more of a I think what did I call it?
North River.
North River. Yeah, so it's very geographic kind of thing. You know what? I'll get you out of your misery here.
Anything stone. I like stone.
Okay. Oh, his name is
Like
Stone
what?
Creek.
Yeah.
Stone Creek, and his first name would be
Mitch.
Mitch meets Mike.
No, that's not good.
No.
Luke?
Turner.
Turner?
Oh, Luke. I like Luke.
Luke, yeah.
Luke Stone Creek.
Luke Stone Creek. So, you bastard, what are you doing here?
Ah. It had to be you, huh?
And that's the reason why I did not want to untie him.
Look. Yeah, I think it's a moment where you turned. Thought that was you in the light. Anyway, he's sort of wrapping the linen around him, as we often see in these kinds of yeah. Bloody snake had me tied up here for a day and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, but
What you-
why?
What have you gotten yourself into now?
Look, seriously, no idea.
What snake are you talking about?
Now, on that note, before we actually answered that particular question, Ren, Nirma, you were looking around.
Yeah.
Because this is a film noir. As you were looking around the room, it has been occupied for a day. You can see the remnants of a meal. You can see the remnants of actually a few meals. But as you're looking about, you see there's an ashtray next to the window.
Ooh.
And next to that particular ashtray, fallen to the floor, it may be seeped under the next to a plant or whatnot, not in full view. Lilia, I'm thinking that you know what she's finding there.
Is it a book of matches?
It's a book of matches.
Of course it is.
And Lilio, what is the name of the establishment in Dragontown that is named on the Book of Matches?
Oh, wait, I didn't define this, did I?
No.
In my character sheet? No. It's the Red Lotus.
I was going for Golden Lily. Yours is better. Wet Lotus. The white.
The
Red Lotus.
The red.
The wet. Yeah, I heard wet.
Yeah.
As in not dry.
No.
It's wet now because it's lying in the rain.
Yeah.
So yes, you find a book of matches to the Red Lotus. An establishment that maybe Lilia has gone through. We'll see. But that is going to be
An adventure
for
for
next
another
time. How'd you like it, guys?
Yeah.
Book of Matches.
The
Great.
book of matches. It's always the book of matches.
Has to be there.
I had that book of matches in my mind since day one. And clearly you have as well. So, anyways, on that note, thank you to my players for this opportunity. As we fade out from Second City back into our own lives for a minute here, again, this has been a lot of fun. I've had quite a bit of fun of improvising with you four. Every little step, bringing this world more and more things to remember. I'm gonna go nuts. So I'm hoping for this. So I'm hoping that you four will help me in this endeavor.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, thank you, Emmy. Thank you, Lynx. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, Nadine. And if you're still watching at this point, thank you. If you found any like I said, plot holes, put them in the comments. If you have any theories, put them in the comments. Who knows? I might actually use them. So, and maybe even reference you. So, we will see you soon. Hopefully sooner than last time. And check out the rest of the content on the channel. We've got some interesting things coming up. So, for both English and French speakers. So, but in the meantime, have fun. Stay imaginative.